I'm Megan. Welcome to my channel where I'm making some stuff. And today I am making a half apron. Some people also call it a waist apron because it just simply ties around your waist. A few days ago I made a full apron and I shared the tutorial here. And when I was done making that, I knew that I also wanted to make a waist apron that kind of matches or coordinates that full-size apron that I already made. So I immediately got to work on that and I'm finished. And let me show you how to make this. For the apron, you will need the main body piece, 2 waist tie pieces, and if you want to add pockets, 2 pocket pieces. Here are the measurements I used. The reason I chose 44 inches for the width of my main piece and the ties is because once the selvages of the fabric are removed, that was the width of my fabric. You can make your main piece wider if you wanted or more narrow if you wanted, but when you gather the fabric, it may look more or less full than the apron in these measurements. If you wanted a different length apron, you could certainly make it longer or shorter. If you wanted longer ties for your waist, cut a 3rd waist piece. And same with the pockets. If you wanted different size pockets, make them however big or small you want. Take one of your waist tie pieces and cut it in half. And then right sides together, pin one short edge of one of those half pieces to one short edge of the full piece. And then do the same with the other half piece and the other end of the full piece. Sew at a 1/4 inch or 1/2 centimeter seam allowance, and then press open the seams. And then on one long end, press the wrong sides together at 1/2 inch or 1 centimeter. Next, to hem the side seams of the main body, press wrong sides together 1/2 inch or 1 centimeter twice. Then sew the hem down close to the edge. And then to hem the bottom edge, wrong sides together, press up 1/2 inch or 1 centimeter once, then fold again at 1.5 inches or about 4 centimeters to make it a bit of a thicker hem. Again, sew in place close to the edge. Next, we're going to gather the top of the main piece. To do this, set your machine's stitch length to its longest setting. On my machine, that is 5. And then sew 2 parallel lines of stitches across the top edge of the fabric. Make sure not to backstitch at the beginning or end of each of these lines, and do not accidentally intersect the lines while sewing, or you won't be able to properly gather the stitching later on. So grabbing the top 2 threads with one hand, gently pull on the threads in one direction while using the other hand to push the fabric in the opposite direction. Do this from both ends and evenly space the gathers. Gather the fabric until it's about 8 inches smaller than your waist measurement. For me, that's about 22 inches. Or about 56 centimeters. Next, find the center line of the waistband. I pressed a line in mine. You could also use a marking tool. Then find the center of the apron piece, and then right sides together, matching centers. Line up the raw edges of the waistband with the raw edge of the apron. Pin and sew in place at 1/2 inch or 1 centimeter seam allowance. Iron the seam towards the waistband, pressing the gathers. Next, using the seam allowance as your guide, press the bottom of the waistband up 1/2 inch or 1 centimeter on both sides of the apron once. Then fold over and press the ends of the ties at 1/2 inch or 1 centimeter once. Fold over the waistband so that the edge of the waistband lines up just past the line of stitching from sewing the apron to the waistband and pin in place. Then press the top fold of the waistband. Then line up the bottoms of the ties and press and pin in place. You'll notice I'm trimming away a small triangle from the corners here, and that's so when I fold everything together, it lines up nicely. Stitch in the ditch across the front of the apron, catching the back edge of the waistband as you sew. Once you get to the end of the apron, continue to sew the waistband and ties across the bottom, pivot at the sides, sew across the top, the other side, and the other bottom edge. Alternatively, you can sew the waistband ties and across the top of the waistband, and then you can hand stitch the back of the waistband to the apron using a ladder stitch to finish the waist. Here's what it looks like complete with no pockets. You could stop here or add pockets to the apron. To add pockets, right sides together, fold the pocket piece in half and press. Sew the pocket at 1/4 inch or 1/2 centimeter seam allowance as shown, leaving a space at the bottom of the pocket so you can turn it right side out later. When you get to this space, backstitch, lift the needle and presser foot, move it down to the end of the gap, backstitch, and then finish your sewing around the pocket. Trim the threads and the corners. Turn the pocket right side out. Then I'm using a knitting needle to press out the corners and the sides of the pocket. Give everything a good press, and you'll see the opening of the pocket here. This is the bottom of the pocket. Find the center of the apron, and I'm pinning the pocket 5.5 inches or about 14 centimeters from the center fold, and about 3.5 inches or about 9 centimeters from the waistband. This would have been much easier to do before gathering the apron, but I'm doing it this way so that you could see the pocket-free version first. Then we're just going to sew around the pocket, close to the edges in the bottom, leaving the top of the pocket open. And when we sew across the bottom, we're going to sew the pocket closed. And then repeat on the other side. Here you go, finished apron. What do you guys think? Okay, that's it. So, do I love this? Yes, very, very much. And will I wear it all the time? Yeah, I will. I'll probably wear it way more than the full-size apron. I mean, I'll wear them both, but this one is way cuter. If you enjoyed this tutorial, please be sure to like and subscribe for more videos like this one, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!